Hello, air signs. Welcome to your weekly reading for the week of June 27th through July 3rd. So, if this has run across you and it resonates, then it is meant for you. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started with Gemini. And I have a really big message here. I'm going to try to keep it under the 5 minutes so I can post on Instagram. So, okay, you have new directions and awakening. And so, what I'm seeing here is that you are really starting to see all of the ways that a situation in your life is, number one, I feel like you're ready to move up and forward, okay? Number two, I feel like you are starting to see the beauty of your own essence. Number three, I feel like you're starting to see how a situation in your life is not exactly lining up to what you had envisioned for yourself, okay? And I'm going to get more into that because what you have is the four, for your overall message, you have the 4 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. And what I got from this is that you are just simply unwilling to continue to have to fight and fight and fight for your 10 of Cups. You're like, if I have to continue fighting for it, then why are we doing this? You know what I mean? And I feel like it's not like you're taking it for granted or that you're ungrateful. I just feel like you've reached a point where you're really in this place of introspection, and you're like, if I have to just keep doing this, are we trying to force this to work? You know what I mean? With all this fighting that's happening. Because the 10 of Cups is very harmonious and it's flowing, right? And I feel like you're really awakening to that. And so it just seems as though you're ready to move up and forward, okay? So I clarified that 4 of Cups, and this introspective energy that you seem to have is the Magician card and the Sun card. And it's like when you're in your internal space, this is the vibration that you're trying to keep. This is what you're trying to attract to you. But whenever you're in your environment, it's like you feel like you're constantly at odds, that you're having to fight for something. You're having to fight to make something work. And it's not bringing you the kind of balance that you want for your life, okay? So, for your career message, you have the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles was on the bottom of the deck for your overall message too. So you have the 6 of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the 2 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. And what I originally got from this was that, number one, you're taking on too much, okay? Now, I clarified the 2 of Pentacles. For some of you, you're taking on too much between your home life, especially with this 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. You're trying to juggle your home life and your work life, and it has just become way too much, and you're like, I just can't, But for others of you, it's more of an emotional thing. Like you're emotionally going through a lot right now, and you're trying to just work through some things in your life, and it seems to be throwing you off balance. And so now you have this Temperance energy that's trying to come in to kind of help you achieve that state of, feeling more serene and balanced and, harmonized, so that you can show up in your work environment and not be so chaotic and all over the place, and, kind of like bringing your home life to work, because you have this Knight of Wands energy. And the Knight of Wands, it can be like things moving really quickly for you, and like say if you're getting a promotion and that kind of thing. But I didn't see a lot of cards regarding that kind of energy. What I really saw is that you're racing. You're like racing back and forth. Like you're constantly trying to get to the finish line, and you're just not getting there because there is no finish line. The finish line does not actually exist. It's like you get off work, you got to go home, you got to do this, and then you got to go to work, and it's just a constant. And it just seems like you are just running around, and you are just reaching a point where you just cannot seem to get balance. And so the Temperance energy is like trying to come in and give you that sense of balance. I do feel like this energy is leading you to a direction in which you're going to find that, okay? I would definitely be mindful of new opportunities opening up for you. I kind of want to pull a card. Tell me one more thing about Gemini's career, please. I like to... Okay, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I like to keep these under 5 minutes, but oh well. Okay, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You're burnt out. You're burnt out where you're at. You're just burnt out. That's the best way to put it. You are burnt out. And I feel like you're ready to look for a new job. That's the World card on the bottom of the deck. You're ready to look for a new job. You're burnt out. That's just what I'm seeing for you. Okay, your love situation. So you have the Knight of Cups, but then you got the Knight of Swords. And this is good, right? But then you got the Knight of Swords, and then you got the Ace of Wands, and then you got the 8 of Swords. And I was like, all right, this is really interesting, because what I'm seeing here, number one, you could be dealing with a Romeo, okay? Or you are a Romeo. That was what I first thought. I said, okay, this is a sweet talker. It's got to be. Because first you have this Knight of Cups energy, and so it's like, you know, all sweet and maybe even a little poetic and sweep you off your feet and that kind of thing, but then you're stressed the hell out. And it's like, well, what is this Knight of Cups doing to you, you know? And it's like, because they're not really emotionally mature, so they can sweet talk you, but then, you know, they can't actually show up and be, you know, emotionally available. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're just not mature enough to be that. And so then you have the Ace of Wands, which is passion, right? And fire and intensity. So there's that too. But then you have the Eight of Swords. And so I was like, and so that just kind of creates this almost even like an addictive kind of connection, because the intensity, you know, is so great between both people. But then you have the 8 of Cups in reverse. And so the way I see it is that you kind of keep letting this person come back around. And then you have the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And this is a low-level player energy for me. It's like they're not intentionally trying to play with you. It's more like they kind of like, they like the attention and, you know, maybe even like the control in the situation. And, you know, they just kind of, they want to keep it light and fun, and it puts you in this energy right here, you know, like it's just not freaking benefiting you at all. And it's like you're really needing to turn this 8 of Cups right side up, but it's like there's a blockage for you there. And I really think it's because they're creating an addictive connection with this sweet talking and the passion. That's what I gotta say about that. So your subconscious wants to tell you the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords. You gotta be really careful, because I feel like some people, they just know how to work you. They just know how to work you, okay? And you also need to be careful about how you deceive your own self, you know, trying to achieve certain things in your life, and what, like, how you're burning yourself out trying to achieve the 10 of Pentacles, right? But it could be that you're not in the right place, you know, and you're really needing to ask yourself what you need to let go of. It could be outdated beliefs. It could be people. People, like, it's time for you to start taking a new direction in your life, is what I'm seeing. New direction in your life. Your subconscious, Chariot, is your subconscious is telling you to take a new direction in your life. So that's what I have for you. And oh my gosh, this got really long. So I'm gonna do Libra next. Okay, Libra. So, all right, your oracle message for the week is Rose Garden, and you also got Time Stands Still. And this Rose Garden is you embracing your growth, basically. You embracing all of your imperfections and everything that you've been through, and your transformation that you've been through, and you seeing the beauty of your life and your experience and of yourself, okay? And then Time Stands Still. This is telling you just to have no fear, you know, to persevere. Have no fear and persevere, because things are happening for you, even when you feel like they may not be, you know, when you're sitting in uncertainty, because I know that sometimes that is like the most difficult time, especially as the Libra, because like you want to know, right? And so, but just understand that even though there may be a pause, to just kind of have faith and believe that things are working out for you, okay? So your overall message for the week is the Magician card. This is your first card out. You got the Knight of Pentacles as well, the Strength card, and the Queen of Wands. So I'm definitely feeling like you're realizing that it's time to kind of pick up and move in a new direction. And I feel like you've known this for quite some time. I feel like you've just been kind of sitting back and waiting for the right moment to do it. You may be kind of mustering up the courage to do so. Like, you know, maybe you're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to put myself out there, you know, that kind of thing. And I feel like this is the week that you start to do that, okay? Because you realize that you're doing a really amazing job at manifesting, right? But like there's more tools to your disposal. It's not just about like, you know, writing down in your journal and working with the moon cycles and that kind of thing, you know, etc., right? It's also about the practical approach. You know, it's about the daily activities that there are the daily goals that you put towards, you know, your ultimate goal. Okay, the daily steps that you put towards your ultimate goal. So it's like, you know, it's that. And then also it's like your personal confidence, you know, and I feel like you've been working a lot on that. And now you're ready to step out and go for it. Okay. So in your career, oh my gosh, you got like all major arcanas. Well, almost. So you got the Five of Swords and to begin. And I was like, okay, so you seem to really be, the best way that I could think is that you're unsure. You've been really unsure about how you want to approach things. You know, it's like you've kind of been sitting back going, you know, should I do this? Should I not do this? Like you've just been mentally conflicted. You know what I mean? And I feel like in the past, it's like you kind of had a lot of options, a lot of choices, and you've kind of been going back and forth about them. You know what I mean? And I did clarify that Five of Swords. Oh my goodness. So you got the Ace of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. So it's like you finally have the energy, you have the firepower, and you're ready to put in the work, you're ready to put in the effort. And then you got the Empress and the Emperor. So you're ready to, like I said, the practical approach, the structure, the discipline, all of that. You're ready to make it happen. And then also manifesting, you know, also like just how you take care of yourself, how you tend to it, how you tend to your baby, you know, whatever your career approach is, how you tend to it every day, you know, and just make it grow, right? You're all about it. You are all about putting everything you have into it, okay? And I really feel like it's going to be working out for you pretty well with this Justice card. You also got the Judgment card, like things really working out for you. But you also got the World card. And I felt like what this World card means for you is that it was you putting an end to this conflicting mindset of you not really being clear on what you want, because it is, it's a Libra trait. And I understand I'm a Libra moon and Libra rising. It's a Libra trait to kind of be like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Kind of go back and forth about it, right? And I feel like this is you finally putting an end to that. You know what you want, and you are ready to put everything you have into it, okay? And I feel like you are going to be coming out with this super just feeling good energy, like with this King of Cups. It's just gonna light you up. You're gonna feel so fulfilled through this process, okay? You have found your baby, okay? High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Awesome. Okay, so listen to yourself, because I feel like you know what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So your love situation here, you have the Eight of Wands, and then you have the Nine of Wands. And I was like, okay, well, that's interesting, right? So I do feel like what you have here is you have a situation in which you have somebody that there's just been a lot of wounding, is the best way to put it. There's just been a lot of discord. There's been a lot of probably a lot of harsh words that have been said, you know, a lot of triggers and things like that. And now there's the opportunity to heal that. Like a conversation is ready to be had, to kind of finally heal the situation with this Star card and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like with this Ten of Pentacles, it's like the life lessons have finally been learned, and now it's time to have this conversation to heal these wounds of the past, is what I'm seeing. You also had the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Sun card and the Ace of Pentacles. And I really do feel like, you know, I do feel like this is not only that it's going to be very clear and concise, like not concise, very clear communication, not necessarily concise, that's not what I meant to say. It's very clear communication, like it's like you're actually going to break some ground is what I mean with like this Ace of Pentacles. You know, it's like, and you're both going to walk away from the situation feeling the Sun energy, you know, feeling very happy. Whether or not you choose to end up doing anything with that situation, like if it's somebody that you're with, and you know, you stay together, or if it's somebody that you know, have history with and you start dating, that is going to be different for everybody. But I feel like the first step is healing the wounds, and you do have that, okay? So your subconscious wants you to know the World card. It's time to just close out those old cycles that are not serving you anymore, honey. It's just time to close them out because they don't work for you. I definitely feel like you have this energy here around you. You had inner peace at the bottom of the deck here. It's like you have this energy around you that is telling you that like you are so in a place in your life where you are being propelled into this really incredible energy, and you just do not have time for this lingering gunk. You know what I mean? And so it's time to just kind of leave it behind, because you have the King of Cups too. And I feel like this King of Cups in your subconscious, and then also out in your environment, it's like you being in total alignment. You know what I mean? And this is all about you listening to what your soul is trying to tell you, your intuition is trying to tell you, and aligning with that purpose in your life, and doing what you need to do in your love life, in your personal life, all of that. And then, you know, aligning with that, what your subconscious voice is trying to tell you, okay? And I feel like you're going to feel really good through this process. So that's what I have for you, Libra, and I will do Aquarius next. Okay, Aquarius, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So your overall oracle message for the week is stranded and hidden powers. So the way that I'm seeing this is, so what the book says for this card, stranded, is that sometimes we end up in situations that we're like, I'm not really sure how I got here, you know, and you kind of like reassessing the situation, and you know, you realize that maybe your expectations were too high, or you know, that kind of thing, and you're just evaluating, right? But what really happens in this message is that I feel like there's a very, very deep wound that gets triggered in you during this time period. What's really trippy for me is if you've been following the last two readings that I've done, and I've been talking about the Six of Swords for you. Look, if you'll see the boat, do you see? There's something that's really going on with you on a spiritual level, and I feel like you're really being called. You're really being called to heal these really, truly deep wounds that I'm about to get into. So that's why you have stay centered at the bottom of the deck. And then you also have abracadabra. I feel like what's happening is that you're starting to really realize that you have the power to heal from these wounds, and that you don't have to continue to perpetuate them. So your overall message for the week, you have the Moon card. The Page of Pentacles came out sideways. Page of Pentacles can be about learning lessons in reverse. To me, it's about the lesson hasn't been learned. But then you have the Judgment card. And so it's like, this is the awakening card. It's about seeing things with brand new eyes. It's the aha moment, it's the epiphany. But then you get the Five of Pentacles. And that's when I was like, aha, I see what's going on here. There's an abandonment wound. That's what's going on. It's an abandonment wound that it continues to get perpetuated. And your subconscious, right here, is running your life. It's the abandonment wound that's in your subconscious. It's been running your life. And you're starting to see that. Okay? You're starting to see all the ways that you've been hanging on to maybe a perspective that you've been living with all of your life that derives from this wound. Okay? And I feel like you've been in a place now where you're really starting to contemplate what you need to do to change it, to shift it, to start working your way through it. Because you have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And I do feel like you're ready to open your heart. I do feel like you're ready to heal. I do feel like you're so ready for this wound to stop running your life, okay? Because I do feel like you're tired of feeling stranded. Okay, so your career message, you have the Magician card and the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant. So what I see for you is that this really ties into the last reading I did. I feel like you're really just not wanting to engage in any sort of situation that has a sort of hierarchy. I really feel like you've been reviewing your own options. I feel like you want to be autonomous, okay, in your career. And so I do feel like you've been reviewing your options about how to do that. It could be running your own business, or maybe you're just looking for a job in which you could work and just be self-motivated and not have somebody, hovering over you all the time. I have friends who have jobs and like they work alone all day long, and maybe that's something that, you're really looking into because you're just kind of tired of the environment where you just, you have your bosses kind of just hanging over you and that kind of thing. And I just feel like you're ready to step outside of the traditional box. And I feel like you're starting to see that it just doesn't really align with you, because you also had the Ten of Swords. And I feel like you're really seeing that, again, it's like it's perpetuating a very painful cycle for you in which you just do not want to entertain anymore. And I do feel like you're going to be very successful once you allow yourself to break free. Okay? Break free from something that's just not serving you. Okay? So, it's so interesting. You have the Magician card again. Your love reading, you have the Magician card again. You also have the Chariot card and the Six of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So, definitely this can be a past energy. This can definitely be you wanting an opportunity to heal a wound of the past. I definitely do need to say that, because you also have the Star card on the bottom of the deck. With the Hierophant underneath that, it could be somebody that you had a long-term committed partnership with. Nine of Cups is underneath that. I do feel like it's something that you've been wishing for, right? I do feel like, though, one or both of you is really guarded, okay? That you have the Seven of Wands energy. I'm going to go ahead and say, though, just what you've been going through in your life. You could just be very, very defensive, maybe not really fully open for love, but wanting there to be healing. Additionally, I definitely feel like with this Chariot energy and this Magician, I feel like there was a time in your life that you were not feeling very much yourself, not feeling very self-assured, confident, just feeling yourself, right? You could have felt very detached or disassociated from yourself, right? And it was very difficult for you to maneuver connections, okay? And I feel like now with this Magician energy, it's given you the Lover's energy just flopped down. That's so interesting. It's given you the tools in order to do so, but now it's like you have this amazing energy where you've really stepped into yourself. And I feel like it's given you the chance to show up and actually like have more of an open heart, or you're getting there because you're really starting to see with this awakening that you're going through, or another extension, because we go through many awakenings, okay? And it just seems that there's like a new, like the next step of your awakening is what I'm seeing for you, okay? But just know that there is definitely some guarded energy. Like I said, it could be you or the person that you're dealing with could just be going through a lot and just be very guarded. What your subconscious wants you to know. You have the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So I definitely see this as like, this is the card of effort and this is the card of trying to take on too much, or trying to seek balance and, you know, could be struggling to do so. It could also be like teetering back and forth, that kind of thing. I feel like you are really needing to make a choice between which one you're gonna do. Are you gonna keep teetering, or are you going to put in effort? You know, it's like at the end of the day, it's your choice. You know what I mean? Like, you have free will. But I feel like this energy is very burdensome for you. And I feel like there's a part of you that really wants to, like subconsciously, that really wants to just put forth the effort, whether it's for you to like tend to yourself and take care of yourself and heal these wounds of your past, or if it's for a connection. But subconsciously, it's like you're needing to make this really big decision for yourself, okay? So that's what I have for Aquarius. I mean, you have the Magician on the table 3 times. Well, one's the Abracadabra. So I feel like you have the tools at your disposal. You showed up in your own reading. So, yes, that's what I have for you. Okay, bye.